team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemon. And this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm going to pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by Indy Wrestling US. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect.
I think I gave you the right intro and everything this week.
Oh, what a treat.
What a treat.
10 seconds. 3, 2.
Oh. This is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, live from a KOA in Apple Beach, California. The ocean, the Pacific Ocean, is just a mountain away from me, here over yonder, and I'm going to be seeing that once again in the morning, and hopefully will not be as scared as the go path that took me to it in Northern California. But anyways, this is where we're talking about wrestling, or in my case, catch up with what's happening in wrestling, because I haven't had a lot of chances. I've been behind the wheel, or sitting back, kicking my feet up by a fire, but that's okay. We have the wonderful collection of Mayhemers with us this week to fill me in on what I've been missing and have some Mayhem fun with you guys, and maybe educate a little bit as well. First of all, from Beacon, New York, he's the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. He is Mad Mike.
Correction, Sorg. This is the main roster debut of Autumn Mike.
Autumn Mike.
Autumn Mike. Main roster debut. Got called up. It's great.
Flannel.
They forgot your entrance music.
No.
That was it.
Oh,
No,
that was
the
the
entrance music, it's in your mind because it's the sound of falling leaves.
oh.
Very good.
It's ASMR, but without the S.
It's like the Gold Dust theme music, but like less like chimey and more.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Just imagine what music I would be going like this to.
Right.
And that's the music.
So
He's got his hands up in the air, and he's kind of pivoting on his.
It's
on
a
his
little Randy
hair.
Orton.
you are a leaf on the wind.
Oh,
Yeah.
if I had any room to do clips this week, somebody please can somebody get on the gift machine for me on this show, since I'm a little bit detached out here.
I was
But
about to start singing the Firefly theme song when Larry called me a leaf on the wind.
That was
there you
that
go.
was the
There you
goal.
go.
Oh,
That was the goal.
cool.
And of course, on the ones and twos this week, once again, mainstream Matt.
Nope. Yep. That's it. I was sitting here for the last minute or so staring at these two buttons going, one of those is me, one of those is Larry. Which one's which? I'm not sure. Flip a coin. Let's see if we get lucky. If I mess it up, I will spoil the big reveal. Sorgatron, we have a special guest tonight on the couch, freed from his dungeon, deep below the Sorgatron Media Studios. Who is that masked man? It's Larry! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Thanks for having me.
Larry, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Were you in a bunker for the election?
I was
came out
in a bunker
to-
for the election to a degree.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Why?
It's just the timing's awfully coincidental. That's all
Oh.
I'm saying.
Oh,
It is.
oh, yeah.
It is. Let's be honest. It is.
Well, I had to make sure it was clear, and frankly, I'm still not sure. So,
On the other side of the country. I don't know, Larry. I don't know.
So it's been about a minute since Larry's been here on the show. It perhaps has been even longer since Larry has watched wrestling. That doesn't mean he doesn't like wrestling. It just means he's a busy guy. And
This
he's been
just means
locked
we
in
get
his-
to have fun with
He's
him.
been locked in his dungeon for a long time. But the best part about detaching yourself from wrestling is when your wrestling watching friends like us who watch all the time show up and say, "Oh my God, Larry, could you believe that thing that happened? Did you know this thing happened?" And he's like, "No, I cannot believe that." So we're gonna play a little bit of Two Truths and a Lie, and here's
Wait.
Oh,
What?
Wait.
What?
Whoa.
We have to finish the intro.
Oh, Sorgatron, I have jumped the gun.
yeah.
You want to just put this off till later?
Reapers.
I'm so excited to play this game, but you're right. We do have to do this other stuff.
but
Okay.
it's
Okay. All right. We're all right. So. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please go check out the WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Subscribe to the show. Check out the other episodes. Check out the Indy Mayhem Show. Most recently with Arthur MacArthur, and we did take a week off. We'll have Hank Hudson on this next week. All over those places, and also you can hit us up at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0, at Mayhem Show on the Twitter, Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page and group. A lot of great discussions happening over there, including my Tracy Smothers match of the week, thanks to Tina. And also, we are live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. No matter where I am in the country, have internet, I will be here every Tuesday night for you, except for the holiday break that we do. And of course, other formats, we're on the Wrestling Mayhem Show YouTube page, the Periscope and Twitter at Mayhem Show, and we are also streaming on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page, whatever is more convenient for you to check the show out. Also, thank you to our Patreon supporters. You are going to get your shout-outs this week from this picnic table in California. Those include our friends at the friend of the show level, our friends Bo It's late here. Well, I mean, it's dark here, but I guess
I
it's
was
not
gonna say it's earlier there than it is here.
It still feels like it's 9 p.m. and I'm gonna wake somebody up, even though it's 6:13. Anyways, the sun just went down in the last hour, guys. But anyways, also our friends Ed Burke, Bobby F. J. Town, He-Man Hammerfist, Team Hammerfist. But the Poppy Club level, Bradley Brothers, Dave Podner, and Tina Keys. At the Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy and Kyle Turner. And at the manager level, our friends at OccupyProWrestling.com and Farnsworth Investments. You guys can support the show too at Patreon.com/WrestlingMayhemShow. And I do have to apologize. We did not post the shows last week because we're having some issues logging into the Patreon at this point. It's a location thing, and they won't verify my account, so I have to be there in Pittsburgh to post the Patreon.
That's weird.
Yeah, so I'm trying to try to fix that. I think I have a workaround for tonight, so you guys should get your post. But and not extras, but we'll get right back to it when I come back in 2 weeks. I got another week of this. Where will I be? I literally don't know where I want to be next Tuesday. I think I want to be closer, but
we should
still working that out.
That's what I was thinking. We should start a pool. Where will Sorg be next Tuesday?
Where in the world is Carmen Sorg Diego?
So
and if you want to find out
about that AEW pay-per-view,
if you want to find out where Sorg is, you can go to the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook
I was
group.
going to say,
Posted
I
the
think
exclusive Wicket tracker, so you can see all of his journey so far and see everywhere he's been.
Yes, because Wicket's along the ride too.
Sorg, I feel like we should do 2 Truths and a Lie first. So
Really?
So that I can incorporate AEW into the 2 Truths and a Lie.
Okay. Hit Larry with us because I've seen bits and pieces here and there.
No, I gotta be honest. I've seen bits and pieces of AEW as well.
Okay.
Larry,
Have
what was the last full show of wrestling you watched?
The last, oh God,
Month-wise. Year-wise.
It was this year. It was this year. I did watch. You know what? I did watch WrestleMania, and then I also watched. Was it All In? Or
All Out?
All Out. I watched All Out.
Okay. So it's been a minute. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's been a
So I'm just wondering what well we can pull from this.
How deep can we go?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You can go anywhere during the COVID pandemic.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right. So 2 Truths and a Lie.
Now, can I set some parameters because I picked up bits and pieces on Instagram, so
Okay.
I just want to get those out of the way. I know about Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and was it Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso?
Jey
Uso. I know about him. I know Alexa Bliss is doing something with Bray Wyatt.
Okay. All right. Cool. I make it. Oh yeah. Okay.
And
All right.
I know that Darby Allin has the TNT title.
Well, that just happened on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Is that it?
And the champagne match. I know about the champagne match.
Okay. Cool.
You mean the mimosa one?
The mimosa match. The mimosa match.
I knew that's what.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Those are just things that I've picked up off of like Instagram. It just shows up in my search feed.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let's have fun with this. All right. Fact the first. There was a tag team feud in AEW over the desecration of a minivan.
Okay.
Okay. Fact the second. Johnny Gargano had a feud with Wheels.
With who?
With Wheels.
Of this show, Wheels?
Not the person Wheels, just Wheels as an abstract concept.
Okay.
And in fact, the third, Edge returned and defeated Randy Orton for the WWE title.
Oh.
Isn't this fun already?
Edge returned. No, you're saying Edge he returned during the Royal Rumble, if I remember right, and he had a match with him.
He got injured.
Oh, he did. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know that. So Edge returned and defeated Randy Orton
for the WWE
championship. For the WWE Championship. That would require Randy Orton to be WWE Champion.
That would require a lot of things being true. But the other things would also require a lot of things.
Gargano had a feud with Wheels. Just Wheels in general, round Wheels.
Yes.
Oh. God. This is hard.
And there's a tag team feud over the desecration of a minivan.
It's sad that seems like the most realistic thing out of the three. So I'm going to say that the feud with the minivan is true.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But which one is the lie?
You know what? A feud with Wheels seems a little far-fetched for NXT, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that that's a lie.
That is, in fact, true.
That's true?
Johnny Gargano had a feud with Wheels.
Huh? Did he slip on something? Like, was he wearing roller skates?
So, NXT recently did Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
They brought back Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. And Johnny Gargano had a whole thing, both online and on the show, saying how much he hated Wheels.
Okay.
And then he won his match and the North American Championship with the aid of a wheel, and that feud is now over.
So are they a tag team now?
God, I wish.
All right.
Johnny Gargano in a wheel.
So Randy Orton isn't the WWE champion and Edge didn't beat him.
Oh, well, no. One of those is still not true. So you have to figure out which one is not true.
Wait, you just said that one. Oh, well, no.
No, Johnny Gargano did feud with the wheel.
Then Edge and Orton isn't true.
Correct.
I'm gonna say Edge and
Randy
Orton
is the WWE champion.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, how do you feel about that, Mike?
Well, it may change on Monday, so who knows?
Okay. All right.
Boy, that is the most optimistic outlook I've ever heard from Mad Mike in my life about an upcoming Raw match.
I was expecting.
I told you this. Like, so they're doing the Survivor Series thing where it's champion versus champion, and Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns just sounds fucking terrible to me. So.
Oh. God. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay. No, don't mind that. Sorg's just doing a little tech support back in the background. I think he wandered into the woods to see if the Wi-Fi is any better here than Gopher Hill.
Okay.
Go on, Mad Mike. Let's continue.
Do you have another one?
Yeah. Let me think. Okay. So,
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, I'm gonna give you time to think. What was the minivan thing? Was that a snack?
Do you want to take that?
AEW. This is an AEW angle.
Oh, really?
Okay. So, randomly on an episode of Dynamite, Chuck and Trent, the best friends, made an entrance in a minivan driven by Trent's mom, Sue. And it was adorable. They ride in like like it's any other car entrance except they're in a minivan. And she gets out, she kisses Trent on the cheek, have fun, and they go off and they have their fun. Anyway, they have a match with Santana and Ortiz, and I believe they beat them, and then Santana and Ortiz were sore losers, and they went to the back and they destroyed Sue's minivan.
Was Sue okay?
Sue's fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
She wasn't. I think they drove the minivan there the first time.
I hope she was insured.
They drove the minivan themselves the first time. That's why it was unattended.
Oh yeah. You're right, Mad Mike. She let them borrow the minivan, and then also said, "But please don't let anything happen to the minivan." And Trent said, "I promise nothing will happen to the minivan." To which all of us, being wrestling fans, went, "That minivan's dead."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sue is Trent's mom, right?
Yes.
Okay, my favorite part of that was Chucky kept going, "That was my friend's mom's van." Like honestly,
it's worth a look. It's
honestly,
very good wrestling comedy. So,
jeez,
it led to a really good match.
Yeah, and they had a spectacular, like basically a backlot brawl between, the Santana and Ortiz and the Best Friends, and it was wild. It's probably one of the better, might be the best Dynamite match yet. I'd have to check what the ratings are saying lately.
Okay.
But yeah, Mad Mikey, you want to kick one more over here and try this again?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Fact the first, Rey Mysterio was thrown off a building.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I know he lost an eye.
We haven't. Did I say anything about his eye?
Okay. No, I didn't. I wanted to clear. I just wanted to make sure that you know that I know that he had that match with.
Okay, good, because this was
lost
going
an eye.
to be a series of Rey Mysterio maladies.
Okay.
So we're not going there. Now I'll just make up 2 other facts.
So he was thrown off a building.
Rey Mysterio was thrown off a building.
Okay.
There was a fight between fireworks on AEW.
A what?
A fight between fireworks.
Okay.
The hell? I don't think I did.
Yep, there was
Okay.
a firework fight. And let's see.
Like people shooting Roman candles at each other?
Fact the third. Oh, I'm trying to think of what else, because you left me a lot of ground to cover, so I'm trying to think of what's happened that's ridiculous and also what I can make up. Because I may have made up something already, I may not have.
Okay.
Let's see. Elias finished an entire song off his new album on Raw.
Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lie. I don't care. I don't remember what the other two were. That's a lie.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah, it's sad but true. I just wanted to plug that he has a new album.
Not only did I buy the new album, I bought the first one because I realized I hadn't on iTunes.
Is he back?
He's back.
Yeah.
Elias
He's back.
He has an album.
That's great.
It's allegedly great. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's pretty good.
Good for him.
A lot of backup singers.
So I'm surprised you're not wondering about Rey Mysterio getting thrown off a building.
I assumed it was something Lucha Underground related or esque.
No. You know what? All right, so we'll just say they had the Money in the Bank match inside Titan Tower.
What's that?
They had the Money in the Bank match inside Titan Tower.
No, that I remember seeing something about that. It was like on the roof of it, right? Everybody had to run to the top of the building.
Yeah, and Rey Mysterio got thrown off the building.
By who?
Was it Corbin?
I believe it was Corbin because he also threw Aleister Black off the roof.
Yeah, and he said he was going to do it, like leading up to.
Yeah, that was basically the hook for the pay-per-view is they were throwing someone off the roof of this building.
Oh, God.
But the good part is that even though they were thrown off the roof of the building, I think they were both on Raw the next night. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're fine.
like, oh yeah, there's another part of the roof like 6 feet
was
down.
a lower ledge.
And they just like no sold
So it's like Titan Towers, like really just one story, and they just like play it off like it's a huge building.
Mike,
it's the saddest tower.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that.
They just photoshopped the WWE flag on top of another building.
Well, it was really easy to shoot that promo with everybody standing on top for Warzone.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
God,
I just feel like we need to like just like if there's anything that's gonna blow Larry's mind, it's the saga of Rey Mysterio over the last like few months.
No,
I know his son's wrestling now.
I mean, do you know what happened with his daughter?
No, I didn't.
Mike?
I didn't know that they brought the rest of the family into it.
They brought the whole family in,
That doesn't surprise me.
Matt, why do you
including his
wanna-
19-year-old daughter,
Oh no.
and now
See, that's all you need to say.
and
That's all-
now
and Larry has the appropriate response. Of,
she
"Oh, no."
is in love with
Oh,
a
no.
32-year-old professional wrestler. Larry,
Oh, no.
guess which 32-year-old wrestler Rey Mysterio's 19-year-old daughter is in love with? Go.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. Let's
Hold on. Give me some options.
Okay, let's. All right.
This hurts.
Okay, hold on. I will give you 4 options. All right. Are you ready?
The fact that you said 32 didn't narrow it down much.
Yeah, I know. And I'm. All right. I will give you 4 options. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Sami Zayn.
Oh.
The fuck?
I don't feel like he
Angel-
would do something that's stupid.
Angel Garza.
Don't know who that is.
You know he was at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Nope.
That doesn't
Okay.
mean anything.
Sorry.
All right, Andrade. Then I'll say Andrade.
Okay. I know who he is.
Okay.
He's very good.
Let's see.
So wait, who was the first one?
No, I'm thinking of the other. I'm thinking of the other options.
It was Andrade. Andrade. Who was the first one you said?
Sami Zayn,
Sami Zayn.
Andrade,
Okay.
Murphy, and
Murphy. Buddy Murphy.
yeah, Buddy Murphy, and Tucker of Heavy Machinery.
Jeez.
Larry?
Lot of hot options.
Yeah. Yeah. You got this. You got this.
Follow your heart.
I believe in you, Larry.
Just like baby daughter, baby girl Mysterio did.
I don't feel like they would put Tucker in something so lucrative. So I'm gonna rule him out.
Well,
Nothing against
Wow.
Tucker.
I mean, they took him out of the tag team.
Nothing
so
against
yeah,
nothing against Tucker. Really, I didn't know that.
Nothing for Tucker, baby.
Nothing against Tucker, but I don't think he's getting that kind of angle.
All right.
Buddy,
Tucker, baby.
I'm gonna say Buddy Murphy.
ding, 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 ding.
Really?
You're right.
I don't understand that at
done,
all.
well done.
Wow.
I don't understand that at all.
No, it's weird. But I'm glad we got to talk about it again because that's if it's anything, it makes all of us.
Okay.
I feel like Sami Zayn would
I
have
have
stayed in
one more.
Canada if he was offered that angle.
I have one more.
Okay,
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
2 truths and a lie. Okay.
Okay.
These are all match locations. Okay.
I saw WrestleMania, so I know about the last ride.
Nope.
Match.
This is post WrestleMania.
Okay.
A match is taking place in A, a dentist office. 2, a swamp. C, a haunted house.
Are you calling the Hardy compound a swamp?
No.
The
No,
lake doesn't
no.
count. Okay.
A legitimate swamp.
Okay. Okay.
Because
shoot
if,
swamp.
if I was going to say the Hardy compound, I would have said the Hardy compound.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were calling his lake a swamp.
No.
Okay.
No. That's a lake.
All right, I don't know. He might have a swamp
Reincarnation.
there. He might have made one. I'm gonna say the swamp is the lie.
Swamp is real.
Really? The dentist office?
No, the
The
dentist
dentist
office is
office
real too.
Was
It's
that
real.
was Brit
Yeah.
Baker?
Yeah. Good call. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
The haunted house
Haunted house?
is also real.
Really?
Wait a minute. That you Larry, I believe Mad Mike has turned this game against you. So
I
have to-
swerved you. I swerved you.
And Larry, you know what that
we've
means?
had-
You're the winner.
Yeah, we've had a lot of ridiculous match locations.
They just did a haunted house one recently, didn't they?
No, they did the House of Horrors,
What's the
but
difference?
this was like a real haunted house with crawling zombies and shit.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like if I would have known better, I would have thought Dutters would have staffed it with her whole zombie wrangling job. It was pretty good.
Huh.
NXT Halloween Havoc, if you want to check it out.
Yeah,
That's where you find that one.
That was
yeah. That
highly
one will actually be on the network.
that was
So-
you said that was the lie?
No, they were all real.
Oh,
That
they're
was a
all
no
real.
lie.
Oh,
That
they're
was a
all
no
real.
lie
That
swerve.
was a no lie.
What was the swamp?
Bray Wyatt, the Swamp Leader Bray Wyatt versus Universal Champion Braun Strowman.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's where the Alexa Bliss thing started.
In a swamp?
It started because Bray had a hallucinogenic snake bite Braun Strowman, and he started seeing visions of Alexa Bliss dressed as Sister Abigail, which I dubbed Blister Abigail.
Did they lay off creative or did they just get more?
Larry,
It depends on who you ask.
Larry, is
They
there
did-
anyone specific that you're curious about their whereabouts right now? Any specific wrestler you're
Yeah,
concerned about their
God.
trajectory?
by the way,
we can help you out
Brit-
on that, and then we'll move on.
Britt Baker had a match in her dentist's office,
Did she?
That
Against
definitely
who?
happened.
and against
Big
Big
Swole.
Swole.
Okay. Oh, that was a good feud. I saw start of that. She was like getting wheeled around in a wheelchair or a golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Yeah, who is they just did a draft recently, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No,
on the
no,
draft.
get started.
I hate the draft with all my soul right now.
So, who's where?
pretty much all the guys that are on Raw are on SmackDown.
Yeah, like all the storylines moved.
They moved entire storylines from
Yeah.
one show to the other.
Really? They didn't even come up with new stuff?
Nope.
No.
The newest thing they've come up with is New Day's feuding with the Hurt Business.
And Jeff Hardy feuding with Elias because they both play guitar.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what happened with MJF and Jericho?
Oh, that segues perfectly. Yeah, Sorg,
All right,
Sorg, do we
Okay,
have a
hold on,
sponsor
hold on,
right
hold
here?
on. Hold on. Let's do Two Truths and a Lie with this feud.
Well,
Okay. Okay, well, let's do that in a moment. But first, let's give a shout out. I don't have the graphic ready, but please go check out IndyWrestling.us, IndyWrestling.network. A lot of great content over there. No drought to that. Of course, still up there. You can get on there on the replay pay-per-view, the 2PW Hardcore Halloween, which may include attempted vehicular homicide.
Yes.
Do I have to pitch any more at that point?
I don't
Really?
think so.
Go check out the 2PW Twitter account. You can see a lot of highlights about what's going on, what happened there over on the Facebook page, as well. Prospect Pro Wrestling, some great stuff. Again, that's at IndyWrestling.live or IndyWrestling.us, and hit that pay-per-view button to find out more and check that out. And that includes exclusive hot shot content that you will not see when it comes out on VOD very shortly or on the Indie Wrestling Network. So go check that out and support our friends at Prospect Pro Wrestling as well, and you can support this show via that. So let's get into I'm really interested to find out what did happen at AEW's Full Gear.
Hold on,
let's do the...
Larry wants to know about MJF and Chris Jericho, so I'm going to do a
He
quick...
was trying to get
Two Truths and a
recruited
Lie.
into the circle, right? Inner circle?
Yes. But quick Two Truths and a Lie about this whole storyline.
Okay.
Fact the first, MJF and Jericho had a whole segment where they exchanged scarves with each other.
Okay. I know about the duet. I saw the duet and it was amazing.
Oh, damn it.
I saw the duet. It was
That was,
great.
that was going to be the next thing I said.
Okay.
Some of the best shit in wrestling this year right there.
I'll still say it. Fact second, they had a whole musical number.
Okay.
Fact the third, MJF bought the entire Inner Circle jackets.
Okay. Well, so I just need to figure out. Okay.
So either the
What
scarves are a lie
scarves?
or the jackets are a lie.
Oh, I want the scarves to be true. I'm gonna say that the jackets are a lie.
No, the jacket's true.
Oh, they got everybody. He got everybody varsity jackets.
Oh,
Yes,
tell
and
the
Sammy's-
best part.
Well, one of the bit was that he got everyone jackets. He got Sammy Guevara's jacket sized in like quadruple XL.
Well,
so
first
he
he
looked like
forgot
he was a
Sammy.
tiny child swimming in it.
First he forgot Sammy. At first he forgot Sammy and blamed Wardlow for it. But then the next week he came back. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I got you your jacket." And he tossed it to him. It looked like a child wearing one of my sweatshirts.
Yeah.
That's great. So they're feuding now, right?
Well, I mean, Full Gear is over.
Mm-hmm.
So if it must be said, Sorg, I'm going to be spoiling this for you too, then, aren't I?
Do it. Let me know what happened.
All right. So, in the climactic confrontation between MJF and Jericho,
Yes.
MJF, well, they had a match, and it
Okay.
was indeed a match. Like, there was no kind of funny business in that.
It was a fine match.
It was a fine match. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I'm just trying to characterize the confrontation, and so when the ending finally came, there was a bit of a distraction. The referee's back was turned, and Jesus, why am I blanking on what happened? I know there was.
All right, Jericho pulled out the bat. Who's Floyd, I believe. The bat's name is
Yes,
Floyd.
Jericho. I thought something came before that, but yeah, you're right. There comes a point. The
no,
referee's back is turned.
MJF was getting his dynamite ring ready. Jericho pulled out the bat.
Mhm.
And Jericho was about to hit MJF with it, MJF stomped the ground and fainted, and the ref turned around, thought Jericho hit him. Basically, he pulled an Eddie Guerrero. While Jericho was arguing with the ref, MJF rolled him up, grabbed the tights to get the 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Right. So he got in, but it was not.
That's good.
So he's in the circle.
He's in the inner circle, and specifically mentioned. Yes, Wardlow is also in the inner circle now.
Wait, he had to beat Jericho to get in this inner circle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Good on Ward.
Yeah.
He had to beat Jericho to gain access.
Interesting.
He passed through the forbidden portal.
So
he's in the inner circle.
They get jackets now.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, they're supposed to have like some sort of welcome ceremony on Wednesday or something.
I love that this is the takeaway that he got out of all this.
Wardlow got his jacket.
That's a nice jacket.
We can only hope.
Wardlow got his jacket. That's good.
Let's hope Wardlow's is like 4 sizes like too small, just like a contrast to Sammy Guevara.
But they never think to trade.
Yeah, they never thought to trade.
All right,
They just
so
look each other and shrug.
speaking of Sammy Guevara, I did mention there was a firework fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't come back to that. Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy shot Roman candles at each other.
They're still feuding?
Well, we don't think they're feuding anymore. I think this is it. But yeah, they had one more like broken universe kind of match.
Yeah, Matt, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was way too long. I think it was in the wrong place on the card. But I mean, from the overall execution, I mean, people seem to enjoy it. We're definitely getting into the zone of diminishing returns on some of the cinematic stuff. But I mean, Matt Hardy gets benefit of the doubt just because he's kind of the originator of the whole thing. It did have a pretty good, violent ending, but I mean, at least it seems the feud is over. I feel like they were very determined to get to the Matt Hardy nearly murders Sammy Guevara ending, and that's where they got to. So I guess we'll see what happens next.
Is Matt's head okay?
I'm fairly certain Matt's head's okay.
Undetermined?
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't get injured in this match also?
No. Well, as far as we know.
Okay, because he hasn't had a good track record with Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been too pretty.
Yeah, I thought, like, because Santana and Ortiz were in it, Private Party was in it. I thought all of that was really unnecessary. I thought it was all vastly
unnecessary. It was all kind of like, it was a little overstuffed. Yeah, it just wasn't. It was 20 minutes long. It was too damn long.
It ended up being essentially an 8-man tag with Matt Hardy, the Hurricane, and Private Party.
What?
Versus the
Hurricanes in AEW?
Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and fucking Grell.
Is Hurricane currently an agent there? I can't remember.
Hurricane? I thought he was with WWE. Did he get laid? He got laid off.
He definitely got laid off. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think he's a Black Wednesday guy.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was way too much for me.
Yeah.
It was just too much. Like, and having that right before the actual good match of violence, the Kenny Omega.
I think you're getting them flipped around here, but yeah.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, you're talking about Kingston and Moxley, but I will. Let's rewind to the beginning so we don't lose track of where we're going.
Yeah.
Because Tina in the chat room mentioned real quick that she wanted to mention who was on commentary for the opening bout.
It was such a delight.
It was a delight. The opening match
Honestly,
was.
can we get rid of Jim Ross and hire Don Callis?
Don Callis.
Can we please
You don't have to
get rid of
plant your
Jim Ross
flag
and hire
every
Don
single
Callis?
time, Mad Mike. We know you don't like Jim Ross, so you don't have to go on about it. But yes,
Callis is on
Don
commentary
Callis showed up to do commentary for the Hangman versus Omega match, which was essentially a #1 contender match for the World Championship, and he was clearly identified as Impact Wrestling's Don Callis. So I mean,
he actually said, "You remember me from such wrestling programs as Impact on Twitch." No, he didn't. But he should have.
Yeah, so there's something going on there. Plus, they're doing stuff with the NWA right now because they've been bringing in, they're featuring their women's title on their show. So there's a lot of interpromotional stuff.
Is Don Callis still under contract with them?
With Impact?
With Impact,
I
yeah.
believe so.
Yeah, he's like
I
one
think
of the
so. I
guys
think
running
so.
the show over
So-
there.
But like he said, he was on there because Kenny had asked him to be on there because they've known each other since Kenny was like 10, I guess.
Yeah, Impact isn't really locking people down these days.
I guess you have a point.
Yeah, they're not in a position to do something like that, so they're gonna play ball with people. So, which is good. I mean, good for situations like this, right?
But,
So,
oh my God, like, I wish Impact would unblock me because I would love to hear Don Callis talk about wrestling every week. Don Callis was a breath of fresh air.
Don Callis is a great commentary.
Yeah,
because Larry popped for that. So, and the match itself, I thought was really good. And
yeah, I did too. It was predictable, the ending.
But I mean, I expected Omega to win, and he did. What I liked about the match is that it didn't overstay its welcome, and it felt like there was still more to be done between these two guys. But they did the match, and it was a really good match. I don't really have much more to elaborate on it. There was like, this was like a sneaky good card. Like, I was just sitting there watching it and kind of being like, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. And then you get to the end, and you're like, I guess that was a really good pay-per-view.
I will say the one match that was lacking, and you know what I'm gonna say, the women's match.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like those two are done. They're done. We need to move on from it.
Which one was that?
This was
Shida and Nyla Rose again.
Shida defending against Nyla Rose, and I'm not sure why they circled back to it. It was kind of weird, but yeah, I like Shida.
It's because the plan was Chris Statlander, and they didn't have a plan B, and they didn't.
Well, Chris Statlander's been injured for 3 months, so there was some other plan B that
have they been having like people quarantined lately?
Yeah, man. I mean, COVID, man. I mean, you can.
No, but everyone's there in the audience.
There's COVID. There's injuries. There's
you could have had
performers who aren't quite ready for it.
You could have been there, and they could have been not there when they needed to build. So,
Sorg, there are women there every week. Look at Dark.
Doesn't mean they're ready for a world title match, Mike.
Serena Deeb is. She's a world champion.
She had a world title match. She defended her NWA title against
Yeah, I know, but like
Allison Kay.
They need to build a story for Shida. There has not been a single story for Shida.
Well, we'll see what they build next. I mean, obviously this wasn't a very good month for the women's division, so but we'll see where they go.
She said that for a
here.
while. When did she win that from? She won that from Nyla Rose?
Yeah, she won it from Nyla before in the end in the before times in the long ago.
Okay.
All right, this is the dead horse. We're not talking about the women's division anymore.
No, we're not.
Let's talk about the tag team match between the Young Bucks and FTR for the tag team titles.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Larry.
It was too long.
It was too
Sorry,
long.
It was too long. Like, it was fine. It was fine. It was FTR's best match in AEW, in my opinion. All right, you can disagree, Matt, but I think it was. I think it was too long.
I don't think it was too long. I understand that it was long, but I don't think it was too long. I think they filled it with plenty of action. I thought it was a really good match. I liked Hangman and Kenny a little bit better. But again, this was just another match that I thought was really good, and I just sat back and enjoyed it. And it was just another one of the matches on the card that it just worked.
If you know your history of tag team wrestling, they broke out a lot of finishes.
Yes, all of the tag team finishers that don't work anymore were brought out in this.
Yeah,
match.
I think that's why it bothered me a lot too. Like, there were a lot of tag team finishes that they broke out. None of them worked.
Well, you see, if you only do it like once or twice, you're not the master of it. You see, you're not the master of the 3D. You're not the masters of the heart attack. There are subtleties to these moves that you can only be perfected over years and years and years of usage.
And they're just Young Bucks.
There was a nice shout out to DIY though.
Yeah, they did. DIY's like double
meeting in the middle.
Meeting in the middle move. FTR did that in this match. And they said the word DIY.
Yeah,
they're just doing they were intentionally doing everybody's finisher.
Yeah, they were doing everybody's.
The Bucks even did the Bucks did the Twist of Fate Swanton combo that the Hardys do.
And the Bucks also did the 3D.
Yep.
And FTR did a heart attack.
That's funny.
What else they do? They did the Steiners.
They did the demolition finish.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a love letter to tag team wrestling.
And of course the Brainbusters, but that's kind of their finish, right?
Yeah, the spike pile driver is their finisher at this point.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good match. I just thought it was a little long. Like, and you know why I think it was a little long? Because the Bucks had said before that if we don't win this match, we're not going to challenge for the titles again. That basically told me they were going to win. If
even
they hadn't
even
said
after
that,
they did the whole deal with Cody last year, you were still like, oh, they're totally doing this.
Matt, singles titles are not tag team titles.
What
the hell does that mean?
That's a recycled storyline. I don't like that they did that.
Yeah, I don't like that they did that. If they hadn't said that, I would have been okay with the match length because I wouldn't have known who was going to win.
I'm not saying I was crazy about the step, but I just find it interesting that you presumed that they were going to win the match from that point.
I presumed they were going to win the match because there's nothing else for them to go for. Unless you're breaking up the Young Bucks, which you're not, they're going to win that match.
Can we talk about...
Cody had other stuff to go for. That's all.
Can we move on to what I really want to hear about is Moxley and Kingston.
That was a really good match.
It was a really good match.
It was as good as I hoped.
Yeah,
it absolutely delivered. It was exactly what you would hope it would be.
Mm-hmm. I wish they had pulled the trigger on Kingston winning. I understand why they don't. I wish they had. Because
I mean, there's part of me that still wanted Kingston to win too, and I think that's going to be something to watch going forward is whether they try that. So, I mean, there's more to be done.
The build for Kingston winning, I'm like, God, it'd be really cool if they just flip conventions just once.
He hasn't been there that long, has he? Like he's only had like a couple feuds.
He showed up to take the open challenge with Cody maybe a couple months ago.
He's had 8 matches in AEW.
Yeah, he's had a bunch on Dark as well. So he's
had 8 matches total in the company.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
like 8 matches total. Like he got there in July, August, something like that. Like it hasn't been long, but he's quickly become.
When you're in a company that recognizes what you have and gives it an opportunity. And I don't know what the buys looked like, but I hope they did very well because of it. That's all I got.
There you go.
Yeah.
What else can we get?
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Yeah, I'm reading Dave Podner, classic shade on AEW in the chat room right now. So.
Yeah, no, Dave says
you're right. You're right. They were never going to come up with a secondary title, Dave. There was only going to be one singles title for the entire life of this
That's
company.
what Cody said.
That's what. Oh, who said that?
That's what Cody said.
Cody said what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes. That's what Cody Rhodes said.
What did Cody Rhodes say?
Did Cody get his last name back?
He did.
Cody got his last name back. Oh, and you know who lost their first name? Matt Riddle.
Of course he did.
Riddle me this.
No, does he have to wear question marks all over his like tights and stuff now?
We'll get there.
Thank you.
What did I say, Mike? What did I say?
Are they just turning him into the Riddler, like Jim Carrey's Riddler?
I wish.
Mike, what did I say last night?
What did
I say last night? I literally said that last night. He has to be like the Riddler bodysuit to the end.
Larry, if you say one more thing that Sorg said exactly right last night, you're going to be the new Sorg. You're just going to take his place, and we're going to California.
I don't want that kind of pressure.
I guess I'm just staying here then.
That's a hard job.
Is there anything else you want to mention from Full Gear, Mad Mike, before we move on? The chat room's screaming about the video game announcement tonight, so we can mention it very quickly here.
Tell me about the video game. We didn't watch this yet.
I was going to talk about it.
Darby beat Cody for the TNT Championship.
Good for him.
Homegrown talent wins a singles title in AEW. Never thought I'd see the day.
It's about fucking time.
So I was thinking about this because I saw the change, and I had this theory that will probably get Mike going. I have this theory that maybe they can only have, like, that's part of the deal. Only one of the elite can hold a title at the time, the Young Bucks being one member.
They have like an unwritten rule in the back. TK has TK has an unwritten rule in the booking. Maybe.
Yeah.
Would it shock me? Nope.
No, it would make. I mean, it's a tough spot.
There was a bet. Wait, which match was on first? Was Darby on first?
The opener was Hangman and Omega.
No, I know, but what was first?
That's
Darby or
an
the
opener.
tag titles?
Oh, I think the tag titles came after Darby.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
But
yeah,
don't give me that. By the end of the night, don't give me like, for like 2 matches they both had
I was gonna
champions
say
or
for like
whatever.
a half hour.
You
Give me
got
that
us.
crap.
All right, real quick. All right, video game announcement. So AEW did their video game announcement tonight. There is a console game coming. It's in the works.
They sold me.
Ukes is the one developing it.
That's all I
And
need-
they're
that's
the
all I
ones who
need.
made all the WWE games you guys like.
I will pay full price. I don't
And
care.
and in the mini trailer they showed, the trailer they showed was only about maybe 45 seconds to a minute, something like that. There was more intergender wrestling in that trailer than there has been on Dynamite. So
True story. But at least you can do it in the video game. It appears you'll be able to do it in the video game.
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe
they
it's
had
a spoiler for
Sheeta
what's to
for
come.
Kenny Omega in the trailer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Kenny put over Sheeta in the trailer. So they, I mean, who says they're not pushing the women's division? They're pushing the women. Come on.
Sorg, you should watch the announcement because they treated it like an Apple event. You'd appreciate
I
it.
love it. I love it. And there's an Apple event today.
They all had the black turtlenecks with the long sleeves and everything, and they all had glasses. It was great.
Really?
I'll be trying to catch up while I.
Yeah. I'll show it to you, Larry. There's
And
also
they
going to be a
also
couple
announced
mobile
two other
games. There's going to
video
be
games.
like a you be the general manager game. It's similar. There's similar stuff on in the App Store right now that you can find, but there's a.
I'm gonna throw this out. When that general manager game comes out, if you can have a group of who books the best show, we should absolutely do that amongst the Mayhemers.
Sounds like fun to me. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm in. We do a battle of the brands, only we all have the same brand.
And there is a apparently they're doing like a mobile casino game too. I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
gonna
that
be
is.
out in December.
Yeah.
I think it's
So-
just based on like gambling. It didn't sound
Just
like
get our
like
logo
a-
on this thing and let's make some. Let's do it. Yeah.
Like when we had the WWE Gem game.
No, like it's an actual casino game. I think.
I
Like,
actually
with
did
other-
find. What did I find? I think it was a WWE casino game, or it was some
Well, there was a
weird. Like,
WWE casino.
there was one of those like WWE like ticketed games when I was in where was I? Myrtle Beach last year. Yeah,
There-
yeah.
There was a WWE casino in Niagara Falls.
No, it wasn't a
Yeah.
casino.
Yes, it
I
was.
was there. It was you talking about WWE Niagara?
Yeah.
It wasn't a casino. It was a shop, and they had not a roller coaster, but it was kind of like like one of those demon drop kind of things, pitfall kind of rides on top of the building. It was
Okay.
called the Rock Bottom.
Of course
And
it was.
no, I've been there. I've been there. It was you had a shop on the first floor. The second floor, it was like kind of a wide open space, and they had whatever the latest video game was on, and that was like kind of about it. And then you could buy tickets to go on the ride.
Okay. Why did I think it was a casino?
I think they wanted to do a casino. I think they absolutely had
Oh,
plans
okay.
to do a casino.
I mean, there's
and I don't know
definitely
if
a
it was
casino
happening in
nearby.
Niagara, but-
There's a casino near there because it's over the border.
Yeah,
Niagara Falls.
there's a casino right by it.
There is gambling
yeah.
away all over the place. So
Yes. We went in for the buffet once.
I went in for the gambling once.
I miss Canada. I miss Canada so much.
Too bad they won't let us in anymore.
Yeah. One day they'll let us back in. Still got my passport. Come on, guys.
We promise
That's
we'll behave.
worthless.
I still have a couple loonies and
I'll
two.
wear my mask and
Hey.
everything.
Hey, you know what we are allowed to get here in the wherever you are in the contiguous United States, but most specifically Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is our friends at Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Of course, please go check them out in Beachview, Carnegie, and the East End. 3 great locations. Thank you for supporting them through all these crazy times, because nothing is more powerful than pizza during a pandemic.
Amen.
SliceOnBroadway.com. Mike, Matt, that's who's on the board right now.
Yes.
Main Street Matt,
What?
I believe we do have a couple of words to say, and we'll be right back with a very epic big question.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohema, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm going to pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Hey guys. Hey. No you. Hey. It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Mike Sorg at Sorg on the Twitter in a lovely, dark, a little bit chilly. Right next, I can smell the ocean from here, guys. It's great. And we'll see you again tomorrow before we start heading out towards the desert as we do our trip home. Missy is in the bag. No, she's not in the bag. She's in the camper.
Missy!
Mere feet for me. What? But she's coming home, and of course you guys can watch, of course, Mainstream Matt, I believe, has tweeted it a few times. I don't know if you dropped that in the Wrestling Mayhem Show group, the Wicket Tracker, to see a little bit of our adventures in Google Earth form. It's fantastic, Mike. Damn it, like my mom. But anyways, some great stuff going on there, and thank you everybody who's been chiming in, especially when I found a cactus yesterday and I didn't get a chance to do things to it, but I did bring a present home for somebody, one of the friends of the show. But I hope she likes it. But anyways, it is time for the big question.
So there were some news earlier today that WWE made some more employee cuts. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there, and that does not have much to do with the big question, except for this. Apparently, part of the reasons for these latest rounds of cuts is that WWE is seriously scaling back any thought of doing house shows in the future going forward, even when things get back to normal. So, guys, just to kind of try to put like kind of a more cheerful spin on this sad little topic, I would like to know, what is your most treasured and favorite memory of yourself going to a house show, no matter what company you're going to see? Does anyone have something? If you don't, I will be happy to jump in.
First of all, the AEW house, or that was a TV taping. That doesn't count. Never mind.
Let me specify, because I mean, like, house shows are totally different from going to a TV show, especially when you see WWE. So, I mean, it is a very different vibe, and it is kind of sad to see those kind of starting to go away.
I'm gonna have to recount the one that I know I've mentioned. It's been a while, but that I mentioned ages ago. We went to my wife's 83-year-old at the time grandmother, huge wrestling fan, the one that hit me with the kendo stick. Just her feet will get running when she's watching Monday Night Raw every week, right?
Wait, what?
And what?
Did you just say you got hit with a kendo stick by an 83-year-old woman?
Yes, that happened.
I've never heard this story before.
There's video somewhere. That kendo stick right there by Matt in the studio. Anyways. So we took her. Yeah, there it is. You grabbing it? You're going to go grab it.
Yes.
The great kabuki stick. We've had that for a while. But anyway, so we went to, and they're up in New York. So we went to, there was a house show in Elmira, New York. Okay. And it's out there. And it was like this was the smallest house show I'd ever been to for WWE. And it was in a hockey arena that there was like pretty much the equivalent of a set of bleachers around it, and there were only 9 rows on the floor. Okay, the main event, I can't remember much more of the card, but the main event was definitely, we made signs. John Cena was the U.S. champion with the spinner belt, because Missy made a sweet spinner sign with the U.S. championship on it. I only recently threw that away because it got water damaged in the basement. But the main event, you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
The main event was whatever champion, Batista, in a handicap match against Ric Flair and Triple H.
Oh, wow. So that was
now I want to point out that this woman, at 83 years old, remembers every bad thing that Ric Flair has ever done in his career. Okay. We're 9 rows back. We're the back row of the floor. We had floor seats, 9 rows back. I'm glad she wasn't sitting on the aisle. We were on the aisle. It was the last 3 seats on the aisle. She would have went for it. She was going. She was like, they're double teaming them and doing all this stuff, and Ric Flair's being Ric Flair, classic Ric Flair. And I was like, we're just like, Missy and I are looking at each other, just like, we gotta make sure she doesn't do something. This could happen. Like I know she's 83 year old, but man, she could like if she gets it into her, she might jump this rail.
Oh my God,
Grandma's in wrestling.
that would have been amazing.
You've seen the old studio wrestling footage, like yeah, no, that could have happened there in Elmira, New York, at WWE with like Ric Flair and Triple H.
That would have been fantastic. I think you should have let it happen.
No, oh,
Could you imagine Grandma suplexing Ric Flair?
Oh, it would have been just
hitting
a
him with a
straight up,
kendo stick?
just a straight up handbag assault. Just been like slap, slap, slap,
do you,
slap.
She
do
just
you
hits him
remember
with a
during like
kendo
Nitro
stick.
or a pay-per-view, like some grandma in the front row just straight flipping off Hulk Hogan?
Yep. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
I
Like
remember
Hollywood
it.
Hulk Hogan at the
Yeah.
time. Like
Oh my God.
Classic.
that's just great. And even watching, even though some of those old matches that we got, we just see the biddies in the front row just going insane on this
The
stuff.
biddies.
Like that is wrestling. Ringside rows, all this stuff, that is wrestling. That is great. Who wants to go next?
That's fantastic.
Oh man,
Larry, you got one?
I don't know if I have
Show us
one.
the kendo stick real quick, Bo.
No,
Yeah, there you
it's-
go. Yeah. There it is.
This is Missy's grandma's kendo stick.
And she beat Sorgatron.
And she
nearly to
beats up
death with it.
Sorgatron with it.
Yeah.
I think it was originally Will's lunch boxes.
I'd like to
kendo
think
stick.
it was Missy's grandma's.
Yeah. It was in her purse. It was in her purse, and she pulled it out Mary Poppins style, and it was, you know. Yep.
Yep, like Sting with the baseball bat. You know, I think I've only been to one house show in my life, and I don't remember a thing about it.
I'm sorry.
Though I think the biggest thing I recall was because I'd never been to a house show. When I went to go see it, I was expecting a setup like the TV tapings, and I was sadly disappointed. The match, it was funny. I think that was the one where the New Day came out with in the choir robes. That's what I remember about it. So
Interesting.
yeah, I don't have much to give on this one, on this topic.
Mad Mike, are you still processing, or are you?
I have one because I've been to many house shows.
Yeah.
Because
You've probably been Madison Square Garden once more than anything.
actually, I don't know if I've been to MSG once for a house show, but they used to run house shows at the Civic Center all the time.
Oh, right, right in town for you.
Yeah, they used to run Poughkeepsie.
Yeah,
they used
Poughkeepsie
to
we're
run
talking.
Poughkeepsie like 2-3 times a year back in the mid to late 90s. And I think I'm gonna have to go with because I've seen like some stuff like I won a contest to have dinner with Tatanka, but that wasn't part of the show.
I love this story.
We got a limo ride with Tatanka to have dinner with him before the show.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing like keep in mind I was about 8 or 9.
Had he?
So
did
my
he turn
memory
heel yet?
was
Was that heel Tatanka, or was that babyface?
He was babyface Tatanka.
Okay.
He was babyface. I remember a lot of denim.
But
It was the 90s.
I remember a lot of denim,
I'm
but
sorry.
it was the 90s, so that's.
I'd expect nothing less.
I was picturing him just going in his gear.
I also remember catching Lex Luger in the bathroom of that restaurant. And now that I think about it, he was probably doing coke.
That's what I was guessing.
Now that I think about it, probably was doing coke.
No, I walked in the bathroom when Tito Santana was taking a shit at a IWC show. That was not a good scene.
Wow.
Sorg, all that Mexican food. I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
Also, side note,
yeah.
have you told that story to Chris LaRusso? Has that happened when he was on the show? I can't recall.
I don't believe so.
I think okay, because he's got like a good like he also I think met Tatanka and then wrestled Tatanka a couple years ago to like completely kind of complete the circle like when he was a kid or something. I don't know if he won the same contest, Mike. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. My contest was done by a local video store called Video Treats.
His would have been like probably in Altoona. So,
I have to say my favorite house show moment, and this is one I actually vividly remember because I was older. It was a match we weren't expecting. I feel like the announced match didn't happen because of an injury or something. I want to say maybe Edge was injured at the time because I feel like he was the main guy on SmackDown. So we got an altered main event. The main event was The Undertaker versus Eddie Guerrero
Yes.
in a street fight.
Fuck.
That was one of the very few times that happened, right?
They only fought like two times, right?
I looked this up afterwards. They've had 3 singles matches. It was all in that same loop.
Wow.
That's
all
awesome.
in that same loop. And the match that I saw, Eddie got color for a house show.
I mean, he wasn't messing around if he was in there with
He was
Undertaker, right?
not- because I think it was his first time wrestling Taker.
Wow.
Like, I think it was his first time one-on-one. I think it was the first show of the loop. And that match was a barn burner. Like, it tore the Mid-Hudson Civic Center to the ground. It was because it was like prime Eddie and prime Booger Red Undertaker. Like, oh, God.
I love it. Oh my God, we were deprived of this. We needed to see this.
Honestly, it could have been feud of the year.
Wow. It
could have been feud because they did a little promo beforehand. My God, it was both. It was like it's a match you think about that you never got to see in your prime.
Yeah.
But both guys were like right exactly where you want them to be. Like if it happened 5 years earlier, Eddie might not have been as seasoned to WWE style. If it happened 5 years later, provided Eddie being alive, Taker was too old.
Yeah.
Even
Eddie was breaking down. Yeah. So it's
but like it was peak and it was so good. Man, it was so good.
All right, man.
That's one that always sticks with me.
Well, you win, but I'm going to offer my entry, and no matter either way. The wife and I were on one of our regular jaunts to see the in-laws up in Erie, Pennsylvania. And there happened to be a WWE house show at the arena up there. And, hey, look, free babysitter. Let's go to the wrestling show. And for whatever reason, we're like, you know what? It's Erie. What are the ticket prices? And we're like, you know what? This is our chance. Like, let's do it big. Let's go front row. Let's get in the front row for once, and let's go see WWE. This is before the WrestleMania in Bay Area. This is right around that time. Dean Ambrose has the Intercontinental Championship. Okay. No,
WrestleMania play button.
Or does WrestleMania play button? Does Dean have the championship, or does Wade Barrett have it? Either way,
that was a thing.
So
that was a thing, and Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that stuff.
And if you know me at all, I am very much a longtime fan of Bad News Barrett, and he was deeply enthralled in a tag team feud at this time. I wore my Wade Barrett T-shirt, my Bad News Barrett T-shirt.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Dean Ambrose around this time, and it was like some giant, like 6-man scramble for the Intercontinental Championship. That's what was going on. They were flipping the belt back and forth on the house shows leading up into this match. And if you know anything about Dean Ambrose and the Shield and the fan base that followed them at that time, they were all soccer moms, all right? And it was me in the front row. Wade Barrett starts going to town in the corner right above me. I'm like in the corner. We're like in behind the barrier in the corner. Wade's right over the corner, and Wade just starts like doing some forearms. I jump out of my seat. I'm like, yeah, come on, Wade, let's go. And I start counting the forearms with him. I swear to God, he did extra forearms just for me because I was there counting with him. And I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes all the way up to 10. I'm like, yeah. And I turn around, just like all these angry moms just like staring at me. I'm like, I'm going to sit down. So, yeah, it was a blast. There have been many other just fantastic house shows. I love house shows. I've gone to house show. I've been to a house show out in Wheeling, West Virginia, and watched The Miz just eviscerate the West Virginia crowd on the mic. Just fish in a barrel. Just no chance. Lay them all to waste. House shows are the best. And let's see. Do we have anything in the chat room here, fellas? Let's see here. Something. Tina chimed in. This barely counts, but I'm going to put this in. Alex Miller says he caught Seth Rollins. Literally? I mean, I could see that happening. I've been to shows too.
It wasn't a house show because it was a Chikara show. I caught Eddie Kingston once.
Oh my God! Wow.
It wasn't a clean catch, but definitely caught him. So sitting right up against the guardrail. Whoa, boy! He came in pretty fast.
Tina's chiming in here. Tina, I will allow this. This a dark segment after a Raw in Seattle a few years ago. And she saw Booker T, John Cena, Titus O'Neil, Daniel Bryan, Stephanie McMahon, and CM Punk all do a spin-a-rooney.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's kind of like your classic.
That's pretty good.
Podner saying back in the day he saw a Piper's Pit with Bruno.
Nice.
Ooh. Did you hear they were?
Here's Alex Cars. Here's something that totally slipped my mind too. While we're talking about house shows. Alex went to an NXT Live event a couple years ago, and they had champs holding the old versions of the belts. They had Bobby. He saw Bobby Roode with the old NXT Championship. I guess they didn't have the extras of the first ones. I went to Sorg. Were you at this show too? The first NXT house show in Pittsburgh.
I think I missed that, sir.
It was very noteworthy for many reasons. It was the
Was
day.
that the one where Bobby threw up?
I'm gonna have to check on that one, but and I hate to bring this down. It was the day Dusty Rhodes passed away.
Ooh.
And this is like Mad Mike. I mean, this is peak NXT.
Oh yeah,
like this is like Big Cass and Enzo are jerking the curtain. NXT. This is Kevin Owens in the main event. NXT
right after Takeover. Brooklyn.
This is like they're riding high, and I saw a Sasha Banks. This had to be before Brooklyn. Sasha still had the NXT Women's Championship. She had a match against Becky Lynch. She blew the lid off stage AE. It was unbelievably good. And I swear to God, I thought we were going to see a title change at a freaking house show in Pittsburgh. It wasn't going to happen, but they convinced me. That was an awesome match. One of the best I've ever seen live. So, good stuff.
Was that the one where the German guy came out? Was that Dragunov?
No, that's
where he came out and said nothing.
No, Walter's German friend. What's his name?
Yeah, he came out and said nothing, and everybody kept booing him, and it was the greatest 5 minutes of just everybody booing him doing nothing.
Marcel Bartel.
Marcel Bartel. He milked silence, Mad Mike. He came out to pure apathy, and he milked it and turned it into heat.
By the way, Matt, that show was like a month before Brooklyn.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hottest time.
It must have been right before Team PCB was called up.
Ooh, armoring NXT when I saw the debut of EC3 back in WWE. That was all downhill from there.
Podner reminded me that they're discussing taking down the Christopher Columbus statue in Oakland and replacing it with a statue of Bruno.
Do it.
Yes.
Sure.
Do it.
That's been going around. There's
already a model for a Bruno statue.
There was a petition for it.
Replace it with one of the best immigrants in town. Why not?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the WWE's Bruno statue is pretty good. You could just make a bigger version of that.
Yeah.
I think we can Pittsburghize it.
Yeah, let's make it Yinzer style.
Give him a terrible towel.
Put fries on it.
Yeah.
As we do.
Put fries on it. Oh no!
Put some slaw on it.
Yeah.
Bruno doing like
Definitely move on.
Flexing his guns, holding a Permani sandwich.
Slaw Martino.
Holding a Permani sandwich in a terrible towel.
Mainstream Matt, I do believe we do have a listen back from our assignment from last week from Mr. Professor Jacob Edwin. Is that correct?
Yes. Let's take a listen right now.
Wrestling Mayhem Show. Professor Jacob Edwin here with my response to my own essay question. Watching a Tracy Smothers match. You can watch any match and you'll find a lot of uniqueness about Tracy Smothers. He was unique for his time and any time. That's something that really stands out about a lot of the people that I study is people that could stand out at any time and they can fit and plug in at any given point. And still stand out, but still make sense and still be effective. Tracy was good with that, and I watched the Young Guns and the Midnight Express, regarded as one of the best matches of its time and something that still really stands out in today's world. It really kind of sets a pace. You saw a lot of almosts. It almost was over a lot rapidly right at the end. You can listen to Jim Cornette talk about this and explain some more about it. But this match was so good. It was so good. Tracy was so good and so underrated in his time. So hopefully you guys learned something from any match that you watched, because if even towards the end of his career, absolutely entertaining and fun, and you were going to see something unique and interesting. Thank you, Wrestling Mayhem Show, for your time. This has been a Professor Jacob Edwin exclusive for Wrestling Mayhem Show. I will see you next week for something a little more stringent. Thank you.
Yeah. So I watched Tracy Smothers fight a bear.
Me too. I did too.
I believe Tina posted that in the group, and it was the most epitome of Tracy Smothers I thought I could find. Also, like, that bear has some technique, guys. I was really like
Gordon Soley explaining that bears are natural wrestlers, and then calling out during the match that, like, look, you can see right there, he just did a go behind right now. These bears are natural wrestlers. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
And Smothers goes for a double leg on the bear.
I just, yeah. It feels like it epitomized Tracy Smothers for me.
All right, so guys, I watched 4 other Tracy Smothers matches last night.
Fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna go least weirdest to most weirdest.
Okay.
I watched a match between Lance Storm and Tracy Smothers from ECW. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. It was like early ECW Lance Storm too, because he still had the blonde half mullet.
Oh, so like the fans still hated him and everything. So
yeah, it was a really, really fun match. Just 2 technical guys just being technical and awesome. It was only 5 minutes, but it was great.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think of Tracy being so technical, do you?
No, not really. I mean, he was, yeah, but I mean,
especially if you know him for like indies the last 10 years.
Yeah. The least weird one I saw was Tracy Smothers versus Flying Brian, which it was mostly a match to showcase Pillman, but it was still like really, really good, really, really solid. All right. Do you guys want the weird match from ECW, or do you want the weird match from WCW next?
Oh, I think I wait on that ECW.
Okay, so I watched a 15-man battle royal. From
you have my attention.
From Clash of Champions 16. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to pull up exactly who was in this.
What year is this?
This is 1991.
91. Okay, you got me. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea of WCW 1991.
Okay, so the participants, obviously, Tracy Smothers, Tommy Rich, the Z-Man,
yes,
the One Man Gang, Terrence Taylor, Stunning Steve Austin, Terrence Taylor, yes, Terrence Taylor, Stunning Steve Austin, Ranger Ross, PN News, yeah, Ranger Ross. I was unfamiliar with Ranger Ross, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, he has no other names.
Not like
no. PN News, who I was unfamiliar with, but apparently he also goes by Avalanche, Mighty Avalanche, 2-Ton Avalanche, Paul the Grizzly, American Avalanche, and Cannonball Grizzly.
I mean, PN News is.
But PN News, he was a rapper of undetermined ethnicity.
I've got to be honest, Mike. I am surprised you've never heard of PN News before.
He had escaped my worldview at this
I feel
point.
like I've known about him. Why do I know about him? Probably not for good reason.
They called him Yo Baby Yo PN News.
Nope.
Does that
That
trigger
can't be it.
anything? No.
He had to be in like an old The Wrestler magazine that I picked up from a friend.
Yeah. So, also in the Battle Royal, Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the great and powerful
Nash
Oz.
himself.
Dustin Rhodes, Buddy Lee Parker, Big Josh, beautiful Bobby Eaton,
Big Josh, man.
Barry Windham, and do you guys want to guess the winner of the Battle Royal?
Giant Gonzalez.
You are absolutely correct, Sorg.
No.
El Gigante.
El
only said that 'cause
Gigante.
That's
El
amazing.
I
Gigante.
literally drove past Gonzales, California today and thought about him.
El Gigante was the winner of that match.
Gigante. Oh, no.
If you want a really stupid battle royal, go nuts. It was fun. Tracy Smothers was almost a non-factor in it. I watched it because it came up. I'm like, oh, 15-man battle royal. There's a picture of Kevin Nash as Oz. Let's watch. So that was the first match. That was the second match I watched. I'm like, I feel like I need to watch something a little bit more substance. That's why I watched Tracy Smothers and Flying Brian.
Real quick, Mad Mike, before you go any further, would you like some more background on Ranger Ross?
Absolutely.
All right, Ranger Ross, according to this cage match, he wrestled. He had the bulk of his career between 1987 and 1991. Did some WCW, some MWA, some Japan. Then he disappears. He's off the grid. He does no matches until 2005. He resurfaces 2005, 2006, does a handful of shows for NWA and some indies. That's Ranger Ross.
This.
There are no aliases.
Matt, I watched the last Ranger Ross match in WCW. I've watched the last one. I'm looking at his match list now. That was the last match he was in.
Oh my God, you're right. That's the end of Ranger Ross in WCW.
Wow. So, hashtag end of an era.
Absolutely. All right, let's get on with it.
and the last one I watched, and this match, God, was a delight. It was so great and bullshitty. It was a 4-way Dance of Death elimination tag team match from November to Remember 1997. It was the ECW Tag Team Champions, if you believe it, the Full Blood Italians.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Tracy Smothers was a tag team champion with Lil Guido. Also accompanied by the Don Tommy Rich. So this is also the second Tommy Rich match I saw last night.
Getting an early start on next month's homework, probably. So.
Yeah, probably. But they went against Axl Rotten and Balls Mahoney. By the way, I need to go deep again on Balls Mahoney.
You need to go deep on Balls Mahoney.
How deep?
Balls Mahoney is probably one of the most underrated guys in ECW. Because this match, he was not in good shape, but he was pulling off shit that I've seen Keith Lee do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I swear, like not everything that Keith Lee can do, but I think given the opportunity, he probably could. It was great.
And he was the Keith Lee of his era.
Yeah.
Balls Mahoney doing a Hurricane Rana would be an amazing sight.
I bet he could do it.
They were against the Dudley Boys, which we got a classic Joel Gertner entrance. And the fourth team, the Gangstinatas.
That's right.
New Jack and Cronus. And if you can get past the lame music that they put over for the WWE Network filter, it's a hell of a fun match to watch. But the best part is, when, spoiler alert, when the Gangstinatas get eliminated, the music stops.
That's good.
So you don't have it the whole time. Love it. But oh my God, like I'm pretty sure everyone got busted open. It was Bubba Ray did a plancha. He did a fucking plancha onto everyone. It was the whole match was just a damn delight if you watched ECW in 1997.
That sounds amazing.
Everything was great.
That sounds amazing. I also saw Tracy Smothers wrestle a bear. As we all did. I also, as I promised, I did dip into Tracy Smothers ECW versus Taz. The match I found was Tracy Smothers ECW debut. So we are not yet into the first ever ECW pay-per-view, Barely Legal. So it is heel Taz with Fonzie versus babyface Tracy Smothers in ECW. And Tracy Smothers is dropping insiguris and flying forearms, and he's going to the top rope and throwing flying back elbows from the top rope, and then Taz kills him in 3 minutes. But he won over. But the fans, you could hear it's weird because you could feel like I'm thinking about ECW. When is this? 97, right? That's right around that time. And I'm like, there are some old school wrestling fans in that crowd in South Philly. And they remember Tracy. You could hear him in the crowd, like, "Come on, Tracy!" You can hear those old fans trying to cheer him on against Taz, who's awesome, by the way. And then I also went back and watched the Great American Bash 1990, the Southern Boys, Tracy Smothers, and Steve Armstrong against the Midnight Express. This is Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, managed by the very problematic Jim Cornette. But on this occasion, not as problematic as the Southern Boys' entrance attire. They're wearing their jocks have Confederate flags on the back of them. Problematic. They're wearing their General Lee jackets to the ring, the grays. Problematic. But I will put that aside. And I will simply enjoy it because it's 1990 and it's WCW. And they had a hell of a match. And you know what? Again, this is hot fire babyface Tracy Smothers doing his thing. But and of course he was great. But I was distracted because in the middle of this match, Stan Lane busted out the karate. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stan Lane's knowledge of karate.
He was a martial arts expert.
He was a martial arts expert. I'm jumping ahead to what I learned from wrestling this week, Sorg. I'm going to tell you, I learned Stan Lane was a black belt in karate. And he threw backhand fists. He threw savate kicks. And I was stunned, and I couldn't believe it. And then I was informed Stan Lane is a martial arts expert and a black belt in karate. And I was thinking, what? But yes, that's it. Stan Lane. Tracy Smothers, you were great, and Stan Lane, you were you threw some kicks and backhands, and you were a karate guy. Okay, so where to now, Sorgi?
I think we need to see what our assignment is for next week, sir. So take it away, Jacob Edwin.
Hi, class. My name is Professor Jacob Edwin. Thanks again for joining me for another weekly assignment. This is where I try to gift you an assignment, and you're able to learn from this and actually get a little bit closer to the measuring stick that is Professor Jacob Edwin. You can see my exclusive responses to these on a Pro Wrestling Mayhem show. You can find them on Facebook or wherever you listen to your podcasts. This week, seeing as November 13th is the anniversary of the untimely demise of Eddie Guerrero, let's study Eddie Guerrero. We're going to watch Eddie Guerrero versus Hector Guerrero from WCW Nitro, July 22nd in 1997. Please, if you can't learn from this, I don't know what to tell you. So summon your brains and figure it out. Thank you.
There you go. Are you ready for a Guerrero-a-thon? It's going to be fun. Always like I remember first matches with Eddie, and it was like, what? There's more Guerreros. What? Who's this Hector? As I was discovering, apparently Lucha Libre at that age.
We were all discovering it for the first time back then. Yeah.
That's right, guys. What did you learn from?
This Nitro looks like hot fire.
Oh no!
Tell me there's a Glacier vignette on this Nitro, Mike.
No, there is not, but there is Conan versus Tsubasa.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. We also have Mortis and Wrath versus Psychosis and La Parka. That's
come on, let's go.
I'm in. I'm in. Guys, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I'll jump to the front of the line. I mean, I know I had a spoiler for this one, but I learned Stan Lane is a black belt in karate. Larry,
did you see Karate Man? By the way,
I am familiar with Karate Man, and I think Stan Lane would beat his ass.
Ooh.
And you know what? Spring break. Book that.
Make it so. Make it so. Okay. What about you, Mike?
Oh, I learned a lot about Paul Bearer.
Oh yeah.
I learned who came up with the name Paul Bearer. It was Road Warrior Hawk.
Nice.
And he said it as a rib.
That's hilarious.
He said it as a rib backstage in the locker room, and Bruce Pritchard immediately ran to Vince. Is like, I got the name.
Classic Bruce.
But there's a special on the network called The Mortician. High recommend. It was honestly the documentaries they've had for this 30 Days to Taker have been fantastic. I honestly recommend all of them so far that I've seen. I know we have another Broken Skull session with Austin coming out, and there's also a Brothers of Destruction special that I can't wait for, because I think it's just Kane and Taker just sitting down talking. But yeah, but The Mortician, absolutely watch it. It's an hour long. It's fan-fucking-tastic. And Paul Bearer was a phony motherfucker. They show so many outtakes. It's great.
So I learned how unfortunately surprising wrestling can be in the last week, and I say this because the match came out last week, and I know Matt, you were there for it as well. Rev Ron Hunt and the Loss Prevention was one from the very first match, the very first thing that we did when we did Fight Underground a couple of weeks ago, and the first match to go out in the tournament, and it's just so wild how quickly that stuff will change. Seeing Loss Prevention just somehow I think fractured his kneecap. He did an update last week on Fight Underground's Fight Council, so go check that out as well. But thankfully there's not a lot going on for him with the way wrestling is right now. On the level, he's a brand new guy. He's only has a handful of matches under his belt. So, but he's on the mend, and just vibes going out to Loss Prevention, Johnny Norris.
Larry,
I learned so many things.
Tonight.
I guess to round it up, it seems like AEW's gimmick matches have been way more successful than anything WWE's put on, as far as gimmick stuff.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Well, I think the gimmick matches they've been fairly equal on.
Really? Because I haven't heard any good things about Rey Mysterio losing an eye or getting thrown off a building compared to them destroying Trent Beretta's mom's van.
Well, I mean, that's because AEW did have a pay-per-view this week, so we were a little bit more heavy. But
okay.
Hell in a Cell had two fantastic Hell in a Cell matches if you listen to myself and Sorg and not Matt.
Larry, I'm here to tell you that I am not the only one who hated the Roman Reigns Jey Uso match at Hell in a Cell, but there are only a few of
and
us.
they're still counting votes. Anyway.
Wait, are they?
I have not.
Yeah.
I have not conceded this argument. Just for the record.
No, but honestly, Larry, if I could recommend some, if you want to catch up on some wrestling, all of Halloween Havoc, watch it all. It was great. The Bayley versus Sasha Hell in a Cell match, both both Roman and Jey Uso matches, I thought were pretty good, and the triple threat match that Braun, The Fiend and Roman had was fan-fucking-tastic. It was pitch perfect booking for everyone involved.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
Sounds good.
Is that what you learned,
Sounds
Larry?
good.
Okay.
That's what I learned.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for gathering, for Matt going into the studio, even though he didn't get his pizza that he should be.
I'm
hopefully
0
we'll
for
next
2,
week.
Sorg.
But,
I'm getting the pizza.
We're getting
so
2
gonna
next
see.
week.
We're getting 3 next
Sorg,
week.
3 next week.
Sorg, if
You
we're
know.
talking owed pizzas, I'm owed a pizza shop.
No. That's true. Oh, we owe you so much. But next time we're able to get you in town, of course, Mike. But thank you so much, Larry, for hopping in again. Thank you so much for reacclimating to wrestling.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys in another 6 months.
Yeah.
No, Larry, you should come back for the Rumble.
Oh, always.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because then it's also going to be the kickoff to Mayhem.
And I would like to. I didn't get a chance to bring this up, but the biggest loss of this COVID pandemic was that Bart Gunn was not able to enter Mayhem Mania this year. Let's cross our fingers that he'll be well enough to enter next
Hey,
year.
you never know. There is a space jail now, so who knows what's going on.
We'll see. We'll get him healthy and we'll get him in the ring.
On that note, Mad Mike 483 on the Twitter.
Go to just type in loser.com and be wowed by the results.
Oh boy.
Hi 405 Media.
Oh, my.
And of course, Mainstream Matt on the ones and twos, bringing the show to you tonight on the technical fronts.
My pleasure as always, Sorgy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week from some undisclosed location that I don't know yet. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.